Hello and welcome to our business presentation. What I'd like to do is share a bit of information with you about Forever Living products, who we are and what we do. But before I do that, I'll just give you a little bit of insight into how I came into Forever. My name is Judith Dodson, and my background is engineering and marketing. I was running my own marketing consultancy when I came across Forever working in London. And the downside for me, I was commuting every day, 2.5 hours. I was driving 274 miles into London and 274 miles back. And I was really looking for something that would give me the same level of income, but working less. Not much to ask, really. My husband has been a pilot for the last 34 years, and although we were living in a beautiful part of the country, we have a beautiful home, and we were driving very nice cars. What we actually didn't have was any time to spend together. And between Greg and I, we have 4 boys. We now have 4 grandchildren, but I was looking for something that would give me a bit more flexibility. So I actually stumbled across Forever 13 years ago now, and I went along to their head office in the UK, had a look at the complete opportunity, and really what it did for me, or what it showed me, was that I could have all the things that I really wanted to have: the time, the freedom, the income. So it really ticked all of the boxes. What it's delivered is, an amazing business. I was able to walk away from my 20-plus-year career within 18 months of starting my business. And what I'd like to do now is just share a little bit of information, a little bit of insight into the opportunity. And you've just heard that I was working long hours and I was commuting, and that's some of the challenges, or a lot of the challenges that many people face today. Here in the Middle East, the job security is very shaky, especially in the community that I'm in, as the oil industry. People are losing their jobs on a Thursday, and that's it. So there's no plan B options. And that's what I love about this business. It's giving people an alternative to be able to earn a great income. And the pension, I living in Oman in the Middle East. We have a massive, great big hole in the pension pot here as well, just like many other countries. So people have these different needs, and we were just like you, just like everybody else. We wanted to have a fantastic lifestyle. We did actually have a great lifestyle, but we had no time to spend the money that we were earning. So we were looking for more time. So whether you're looking for travel, a new car, whether it's just that extra income, a lot of women that I'm working with now are loving the fact that they can earn an income and be financially independent from their husbands. Working from home is such a flexible way of working these days, being your own boss. When there's nothing nicer than getting up in the morning, looking in the mirror, and you're looking at that person that's going to make the decision about the rest of the day and what you're going to be doing. And really, what our business is about is just helping other people. So that in turn gives you a level of success, and whether that's a fulfillment, achieving that of helping other people, or whether it's just getting a pat on the back, or well done for doing something great. It could be the wealth that you're creating for yourself and your family. So success comes in different varieties for different people. But health, for a lot of people, without your health, all of those other things tend to be irrelevant. So what we do in our business is teach people how to have a better lifestyle, a much healthier way of living. And in turn, all of those other things really just fall into place. So what people tend to look for is peace of mind in all of those different areas. So who is Forever? Well, on the right-hand side, you can see our founder there, Rex Mon. He founded Forever Living in 1978 in Phoenix, Arizona. Rex is still the company chairman today. We're privately owned. We're a family-run business. And we're also, his mission was to really be a brand leader in what we do. What I love about our mission statement is the fun. On that bottom line, that second word, fun, what I'd really like you to do, and just have a think about, maybe if you're in a job right now and you have a job description, go and have a look at your job description and see if that word is in there anywhere, sorry. And what I always say about our business, if you're having fun while you're building your business, you're going to stick around long enough to build a great business with us. So our Forever story, we're in over 150 countries around the world, which is absolutely phenomenal. So what that means for you is wherever you know somebody, you can actually build a business. Coming from the corporate background, that was looking at our turnover and the security that the company has really spoke volumes. A turnover of over $2.5 billion, but also having the security of knowing the company has a really strong asset base, over $1.5 billion worth of assets. I never ever came across a company before that was cash rich and debt free. So yes, I was as skeptical as anybody else first looking at the company, but once you do your homework and you have a look at really deep down who Forever are, it's an amazing company. And what's even more outstanding, if you like, is the experienced and senior management team that we have. In the Middle East, we've been here since 1999. We seem to be the Middle East best kept secret, but we have a sales in excess of 18 million, and that's growing at a phenomenal rate right now. So now is a really good time if you're seriously looking at something to, look exactly what Forever can offer you. We're members of the Direct Selling Association in Dubai, and also we're the largest and longest running network marketing company in the Middle East. And on top of that, we're also the largest importers of health foods into the UAE as well. So you can see we're a really strong, very very stable company. But that's all great, but a company would only ever be as good as the products that we actually have. So what I'd like to do now is introduce you to my friend and my mentor, who'll take you through a little bit more about our products and tell you a little bit about her background.
Thank you, Judith. And yes, it's my great pleasure to take you through the products. Before I do that, just like as Judith did, to tell you a bit about my background. And I've been associated with Forever Living now very close to 19 years. Before then, though, I had a background that's completely different to this, nothing to do with health and well-being or this kind of industry, or even running my own business. I'd always worked in the corporate world. By the age of 34 and a half, I'd risen to a senior management position in the telecoms industry. So I like to say I was well paid, but well stressed as well. And there seemed to be no end in sight to it. It was only going to get worse, that lack of work-life balance. My husband, who you'll hear in a moment, Jeff, he was running his own business and he had a similar situation. So between us, we were kind of thinking, where are we going from here? Jeff then went off to have a chat with someone and brought home a load of products. And I was really annoyed with him. And I was annoyed with him because I just didn't understand what he was talking about. But we started to use the products. And it's actually the products, despite myself, that encouraged me to look at the business, because we got some great results with it. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to move through the next few slides and share with you a little bit more about our products. So why Forever Living products? Well, we are the world's #1 grower and producer of aloe vera and beehive products by a long, long way. And I'm sure you agree, if you want to get involved with something, getting involved with the #1 has got to be the way to go. We never had any insecticides, pesticides or fertilizers associated with our products. And we've done that all the time, way beyond before when it became trendy to worry about those sorts of things. Now, those of you who've seen an aloe vera plant might relate to this, but we hand harvest and hand fillet the individual leaves to get the inner leaf gel out. It's that inner leaf gel that's the stuff that does you the good, not the thick outer rind or the very runny bitter aloes. It's the inner leaf gel. Now, the challenge with that is as soon as you expose it to the air, it's like any sort of fruit really, or vegetable that start to oxidize, go pinky brown like an apple or banana. And so what we need to be able to do to make it available commercially is to stabilize it. Now, the way that we stabilize it is patented. And what that means is the product, the aloe in our products, is essentially as fresh as it is in the plant. And by definition, nobody else can copy that. So if you think of us as the fresh aloe vera company, that's perhaps a way of remembering what makes us the world's #1 producer and seller of aloe vera. And then we use that fresh aloe vera as the core component, the #1 ingredient actually in all of our aloe-based products, which means that we have superior quality products. Another thing that drew my attention to this business and the products and kind of proved them to me really was a very important fact for me. I remember this stood out for me as well as the company growth track record. Even then, was the fact that we have a 30-day unconditional money back guarantee. And the first thing that said to me was obviously the products must work, because on that promise the company wouldn't have stood up for a couple of months, let alone years and years and years. But on a more personal level, I also thought it gave me a great sense of reassurance that if I could talk to people about how the product had worked for me, and if it didn't work for them, that was absolutely fine. I could give them their money back and the company would give me replacement products. And I felt very comfortable doing that. So I didn't feel I had to be a salesperson or try to convince or persuade them. All I had to do was tell my stories and let them try the products and let the products work for themselves, but backed up by that unconditional money back guarantee. And as you can see there as well, we've got all sorts of different seals of approvals, which means it really is an international product. So let's have a look at the product range, and you can see there from left to right we've got our health and wellness marketplace, which is a booming marketplace. It's always been a large and booming marketplace, and more recently the marketplace of fitness and weight management, which perhaps you could argue is growing at even a greater rate. Beauty and cosmetics as well, and then animals and home care as well. And then we've also got different packs, product packs if you like, which help us to market our products in specific ways as well if we choose to. So a very broad range of products, and certainly not niche markets, products for everybody. Oops. So who buys them? Well, you're probably not surprised to realise that everybody is a potential customer, and you can see some of the pictures on there, all sorts of ages, backgrounds, different situations, and everybody potentially is a customer. Everyone you know is potentially a customer. But the most important question I perhaps asked myself, or did ask myself, and you might want to ask yourself, is would I use these myself? Because I really do believe that certainly for myself, if I don't believe in something, I can't do it. And I think it applies more to this business than most things. So it's very important for myself and for Jeff, for Judith, I know, to really get to grips with what the products did. And the best way of doing that is to use them. And when we started with a box. We invested in a box very similar to the one you can see there. And then Judith started pretty much the same way. And what we did with that box is we took it home and we took the products out, and anything that looked similar to products we had in our home, we put those products in a black plastic bag under the bed or somewhere where we couldn't reach them easily, and started using these products which we could replace with them. Guess what? We didn't go back to them. So what products do you get? Well, a whole variety of the products we just talked about actually. On the left-hand side there, well, before I do that, I'd just say you get a range of literature as well, and that's great because it will help you learn about the products and also give you a head start in terms of being able to give your customer information as well. But on the left-hand side there, you can see some tubes standing up there, about half a dozen tubes. In the middle, we've got our aloe vera jelly. That's the closest thing to the leaf, so you can imagine all the benefits that could give around the house and for the family. And then we've got different variations on that, really. We've got something that gives heat, it's called heat lotion. We've got something called propolis. You can find out what that's about. Different variations of it. We've got moisturizer as well. So all sorts of different great products there. In the middle, we've got our drinks, which I'll come back to, and some of our supplements. And on the right-hand side, we also have what we call our personal care products, if you like, bathroom products, personal grooming products, things that you might use most or if not every day. So soap, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, all packed full of aloe vera. So lots of different products there that you can use on a daily basis. And then we have our drinks in the middle. And actually the drinks, those 4 drinks there, constitute on average over 50% of the sales in any country. That's reflected right across the world, actually. Certainly our experience. So why is it? Over 50% of our sales, and yet most people still don't know you can drink aloe vera. Well, I can reassure you it's not for the taste, although there are a variety of tastes and you can add juice to them if you want to. It's not for its packaging. It is actually for what it does. So why do people drink aloe vera? You know, most people I know, they want to have great skin, they want to have healthy joints and mobility, they want to have a great, effective digestive system, they want to have bags of energy, loads of energy. And that's why people drink aloe vera, because the nutrients in it help to contribute towards the maintenance of normal levels of these things in our body. And that's the reason why people drink aloe vera. And once they start getting a benefit, they will come back and drink it on a regular basis. So it becomes a very consumable product. Now, when we started, we were thinking Jeff had already started his business before. He was just aware of what it costs to invest in a normal business and get it up and running and keep it going. And we were kind of thinking, crumbs, what's it going to take to get this off the ground? And we were so impressed and surprised when we were told the price of what it would be to invest in the box. And you can see there, depending on what country, what region you're in, what that box will cost. So I have to say it was the best investment we've ever made, because the return on it, as you'll hear in a moment, has been absolutely phenomenal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Jeff, and he's going to take you through the income opportunities.
Thank you, Jean. This is the part of the presentation that I really enjoy, because this is the part of the presentation that as I was going through it, I said, okay, how do I get started? Now, the reason for that is, I've been running businesses for about 20 years prior to starting with this company. And, so I know all about working hard and working long hours and having no time for anything. That was just a kind of lifestyle we had. And the reason I looked at this was I was meeting people who were earning more money than us, but the important part is they were having a lot more time for the important stuff, time for their family, and that's what we both wanted. Now, having run businesses for a lot of years, I knew exactly what to look for, and certainly, I'm sure you're like us, we wouldn't get involved with any profession unless it was ethical. And I think, we all need to look in the mirror, like what we see, live with ourselves, and after 19 years, I couldn't be more proud to be part of this profession, so much so that my children are also building a business with Forever as well, securing their future. But initially I looked at, well, how stable is this company? And I saw, well, they've grown every year. That's really important throughout boom and bust. They're privately owned, so they're not beholden to shareholders. They're not worried about what's going on with the stock market, whether it's great one year or down the next. They're continuing to grow throughout. I looked at the various marketplaces this company operates in. Jean's shown you some of those already. And all of the markets that this company operates in are independently forecast to continue to grow for decades ahead. So we're in the right place. We're ahead of the next growth trend. I then looked at the products. Well, all of these products are unique and consumable and address these growing markets. So I then looked at, well, what levels of incomes can I earn? And I saw there's several different packages here. This first one we call a retail opportunity. This is probably the most popular package, where people use the products, and the products they personally like, they can recommend with that 30-day money-back guarantee and create a few happy customers. How many customers? Well, if you had 20 to 30 customers, you could earn between $2,000 to $4,000 a month. That wasn't the kind of incomes that we were looking for. But 19 years ago, I knew a lot of people that if I could show them how to earn an extra $2,000 to $4,000 a month without affecting what they're currently doing very much on a part-time basis, that would make a difference to them. I think now in this economic climate that we're in, an extra $2,000 to $4,000 a month for most people would make a positive difference in their lives. This is the one I really focused on, where we're personally using the products, creating maybe a handful of customers, but the focus is more on developing a team, coaching, and training people. Let me give you an example. This is us in the middle, and we're personally using the products. And do you think it's possible that with all of the people that we have in the Middle East and then other parts of the world, that we could find two people who are prepared to do something about securing their future, but without jeopardizing what they're currently doing right now? Jean and I ran this alongside our full-time professions for 7 months. What we're going to do is show those two people how to personally use the products. They don't need training on cleaning their teeth and washing their hair and using soap. They've done that forever. They're just changing the brand. We'll show them how to create, say, 20 customers each. So you can see on the right-hand side, we've got the customers. So two people with 20 customers each, you've got 40 customers now being serviced through your business. And what we're going to do is show those two people how to find just two people each. They're all using the products. They're all finding just 20 customers over a period of time. Duplicate that through 8 people. Those 8 find 2. Over a period of time, you've got 30 team members. And between them, they're servicing 600 customers. Now, this is what we call a manager business. And our managers earn between sort of 5,000 to 12,000 when they're brand new managers. But again, that wasn't the level of income we were looking for. So I went on to this next page. This one's sort of speeding up the process a bit. Instead of looking for 2 people, we look for 5 committed people, 5 people that see what we see. We show them how to use the products and how to find, say, 20 customers each. Then what we did is show those 5 people how to find 5 people each. And we duplicated that all the way through out with everyone in our business. Now, instead of having 30 people we're working with servicing 600 customers, we have 780 people in our business, and between them servicing 15,500 customers. Now, what business out there wouldn't die to have 15,500 customers buying through their shop every month? And we can have that, and we don't have any shops. We don't have any of the overheads of a traditional business. So that's the one that we focused on. So if you can imagine, we're trading in over 150 countries around the world. That's a lot of different currencies. So to make our life easy, Forever created an internal currency, a bit like a euro, dollar, local currency, and we call it a case credit or a CC. So what are they worth? You can see on the page there that every product has a local value. It's also a percentage of a case credit. So if I picked up the phone, I went locally and ordered some products, 585 AED worth of products at the wholesale price. Now, we get the products at the wholesale price, which is a 30% discount off the retail as a business owner. So one case credit is 585 worth of any kind of products. Now, I can move those same 585 worth of products onto my customers. My customers would pay me the full retail price of 835, and the difference is cash in your pocket. So we can show you how to earn money in your first few days of the business. My previous life, I had to work hard for money. And this business, we show everyone how to work smart. And the way we do that is we show everyone how to create a monthly turnover of 4 of those CCs, 4 of those case credits. Why? Well, it's important that we show you how to earn money straight away. If you're turning over 4 case credits in your business, you're earning money. It's a business building discipline. If we can show you how to turn over 4 case credits, it's not difficult for you to show someone in your business how to turn over 4 case credits. And the more people doing that, the more money in return you earn. Also, it's what we call your route to a team building bonus. And I'll show you this team building bonus on the next page. Now, how do we create those 4 case credits? Well, we personally use the products ourselves and become our own best customer. If we believe these are the best products in the world, why would we want to go to some high street shop and get them and make someone else wealthy? So we use the products ourselves. The products we personally like, we can recommend and create a few happy customers. And the third thing we do is we can build a team. All of this contributes towards those 4 case credits. Now, first position on what we call our marketing planners, we call a Novus customer. And I see these people as customers. If I've got a customer that's been buying a couple of products from me every month, quite often they'll come to me that they've had a great result. They want to use the products for the rest of their lives. Is there any way I can get a discount? And I just ask them, would you like a 15% discount or would you like a 35% discount? To access a 15% discount, they just buy a few products. We can register them as part of our team. They don't come to us anymore for products. They're now dealing direct with Forever. And as they're ordering products, they get them at a 15% discount. Anyone looking at this as a business would come in at the position as a Forever business owner or assistant supervisor, which is investing in that box that Gene showed you earlier. And that has a 2 case credit value, which immediately moves you to this assistant supervisor position where you access the products at a 30% discount. Remember I said the difference between wholesale and retail is a set 30%. So you're getting a 30% discount now. If you can see that +5 on the screen there, that 5% is what we call a personal bonus. Now keep an eye on this personal bonus because it's going to go up as I'm moving up the pages. How to access this personal bonus? It's any orders that we place for ourselves or for our customers Forever give us an extra 5%. So at this position, forever business owner, assistant supervisor, you're accessing the products at a 35% discount. Now that's much better than 15, isn't it? We'll then show you how to move to the next position on our plan we call a supervisor. To become a supervisor, we create 25 of those case credits, but that's you and your team over a 2-month period. Let me give you an example. Let's say we show you how to create 4 case credits of turnover, and you have 3 people in your team, 3 assistant supervisors. One of them is called Flo. Keep an eye on this person. And so you're turning over 4 case credits. Each of these 3 are turning over 4 case credits. 4, 8, 12, 16 over 2 months is 32, and we only need 25 to become a supervisor. So what's the benefits for becoming a supervisor? Well, you'll notice your personal bonus has gone up from 5% to 8%. You're now getting a 38% discount on the retail price of the products. When you see those 3% in the middle there, that's what we call a team building bonus. And you access those from the position of supervisor just by turning over those 4 case credits every month. How to work out what your team leading bonus or team building bonus will be? It's always the difference between the personal bonus you're on, so in this case 8%, and the personal bonus that someone in your team's on, so in this case 5%. The difference between their 5 and your 8 is 3, and you're paid 3% of each of your team members' turnover. So we're highly incentivized to make sure that when someone starts with us, that they're successful. 3 to 5 people in your team, you're looking at about 1,500 a month. Now, again, that wasn't the incomes we were looking for, but we knew lots of people that if we could show them how to earn an extra, 1,500 a month would make a huge difference. And think about that for a moment. If you had an extra 1,500 a month coming into your bank account every month, what difference would that make to you and maybe to other people that you're aware of? We'll then show you how to become an assistant manager. To become an assistant manager, it's the same thing. It's more people turning over 4 case credits over a 2-month period. Your personal bonus has gone up from 5% to 8% to 13%. You're now getting a 43% discount on the retail price of the products. And you see your team leading bonuses have also gone up from 3% to 5s and 8s. You have a new assistant supervisor there, just started. They're on 5%, you're on 13. You're now paid 8% of their turnover. Flo in the middle, she's now become a supervisor. She's on 8%. She's getting those 3% that you had when you were a supervisor. The difference between her 8 and your 13 is 5%. And you're not just paid 5% of the person you introduced, Flo. You're paid 5% of the total business turnover of every single person in her business every month. And that was one of the things that really grabbed my attention. 10 to 15 people in your business, 3,500 a month. If you had an extra 3,500 a month coming in, what difference would that make to you and maybe the people that you're aware of? This next position we call a manager. To become a manager, we create 120 of those case credits, you and your team, over a 2-month period. When you break that down, that's you and 14 people turning over 4 case credits a month would get you to that manager position in 2 months. Your personal bonus has gone up from 5% to 8 to 13, now up to 18%. You get accessing the products at a 48% discount off the retail price, so pretty much half price. Also, you notice your team building bonuses have gone up. You've got a new assistant supervisor there on 5%, you're on 18, the difference is 13. You're paid much more now on the turnover of their business because you know more at this stage, you're contributing more. Flo has become an assistant manager. She's following you up the plan. There's a good chance that Flo could be a manager in your business the following month. She's getting all of those assistant manager team building bonuses. She's on 13%, you're on 18, the difference is 5. You paid 5% of a much larger business. Also at this stage, Flo's got a pretty good idea of how this business works. She's out there doing more and more without you. 15 to 25 people in your business, you're earning between sort of 5,000 up to about 12,000 a month. And 12,000 a month is, pretty much what a brand new manager earns. So if you had an extra 12,000 a month coming in, what difference would that make to you or people that you're aware of? Let's look at what happens when Flo becomes a manager in your business. So an example there, you're a brand new manager, you're earning that 12,000 a month, and Flo has become a manager. You get paid 6% on the turnover of Flo's business every month. And if we average that out, an average manager turnover of 84,000, that's about 5,000 a month coming in. Flo has also introduced someone called Mo and helped Mo become a manager. You're also paid 3% on the turnover of Mo's business, an extra 2,500, and you're also paid 2% on the turnover of any manager you have on that third level. Now, when I looked at this, this is the one that made me decide to get involved with this company, because at that stage, 19 years ago, I'd worked for 29 years, and if I stopped working, there was no money coming in. And when I was shown how by creating successful managers in our business, we're paid a royalty income, money that's coming in every month, whether we work or not, that really grabbed our attention. So in this example, you're earning about 9,200 a month, but it's 9,200 a month now coming in every month, whether you work or not, that royalty income. And to me, there's your long-term security sorted out. But add it all up together, we're looking at 21,200 per calendar month. Now that's on what we call one leg, one line of managers. Imagine if you had 2 lines of those managers or 5 lines of those managers. You know, you're only limited by your own visions and the goals that you set and the people you're prepared to help. So we can build managers anywhere in the Middle East, in fact, anywhere around the world. So this is a business without borders, and there's no ceiling to what you can earn. The more money you earn is because of the more people you've helped. So if I get someone looking for around 90,000 a year, we show them how to get to that manager position. That's about the average manager income. Someone's looking for around 150,000. We show them how to become what we call a senior manager, where they've got to that manager position. They've then helped 2 people that they've personally introduced go on and become a manager in their business. If they're looking for around 260,000, we're looking at creating 5 managers in your business. 530,000, you're looking at 9 managers. Helped 17 people become a manager in your business, we're looking around 890,000. And position we call a diamond manager, where someone gets to that manager position and then helps 25 people become a manager. We're looking at about $1.5 million now. And if we think that's a lot, you know, in the Middle East, there are people who are what we call double diamond managers. They've helped 50 people become a manager in our business. And worldwide, we have triple diamond managers, people who have helped 75 people become a manager in their business. We also have centurion managers, people who have also helped over 100 successful managers. On top of the incomes, we've got some great packages. This one, we lovingly call this one a car plan. You can access this one from the position of manager onwards. An extra 35,000 a year towards buying or leasing a car is popped into your bank account. Now, because it's popped into your bank account, you can do what you want with it. We have people having annual holidays with this money, paying off credit cards and loans. Jean and I have had brand new cars in our drive for 19 years now, paid for by Forever on the car plan. This one's our favorite. If you're anything like us and you enjoy traveling, holidays, this one's always been our favorite. I'm sure it always will be. Forever bring out 2 world trips every year. Now, to access one of these, you need to be at that manager position again. One in September, one in April. September last year, we had some of our business owners were taken to Cancun in Mexico. Forever paid for flights for 2 people. You get 5-star hotel accommodation as well. 2 weeks ago, our business owners were on an island in Greece, enjoying themselves, fantastic holidays, hotels. And next September, it's a cruise in the Med. April this year, we were in South Africa with some of our business owners. Forever pay for flights for 2 of you, 5-star hotel accommodation. You even get spending money. You know, between $500 up to over $3,000 spending money. Jean and I came back with a lot more money than we actually went out with. Next year it's Dubai. The following year, in fact, anyone looking at this video now for the first time, I would expect you to be on the trip in 2018. That one could be Australia, New Zealand, Rio de Janeiro. Jean and I have been to Hawaii twice. We've been all over the States, all over Europe, South Africa, earlier part of this year. So if you're anything like us and you enjoy traveling the world, staying in the best hotels with spending money, you'll really enjoy that one. That one's our favorite. On top of that, we have what you could look at as a profit sharing check. We lovingly call this one a chairman's bonus. To access this one, you need to be at the manager level. You need to have just one manager in your business. While we're in South Africa, Forever handed out over 26 million US dollars to our qualifiers for this year. And the smallest checks we hand out every year are between 2,000 to 4,000 US dollars. That's not a bad little bonus. And think about the bonuses you've had with anything you've done in the past. And I certainly hadn't been offered anything even near $2,000 to $4,000. So that's a good starting point. Every year there are people collecting $5,000 to $10,000 checks, 20,000, 60,000, 100,000, several hundred thousand, and you've got some examples in front of you here. How do we build a team? Exactly as Jean's shown you. How do we build customers? You know, its potential team members are everywhere. I always use the expression, if you're walking down the street and you see something walking towards you on two legs, it's a people. You know, they're everywhere. You can't run out of them. And all we do is make contact with them. And we give them some information to look at, and we invite them to look at this business presentation. We have them local and we have this one recorded. We then show them how to get started. And if you look at this as a clockwise cycle, that's all Jean and I and Judith have done for the last, well, we've done for the last 19 years. We look for potential team members. We give them some information to look at. We invite them to look at this business presentation so that they can make an informed decision based on the facts. We then show them how to get started. What do some of the people say? You know, it doesn't matter what your current profession is. All around the world, we have people of all professions achieving success in this business. You've got Jane Leach and John Curtis there. Jane was a farm manager. John was a surveyor when they came across this business over 20 years ago. Adam, a broker in the city. Natalie, mum. More lawyers are joining this company. More professional sports coaches are joining this business. More medical doctors. In fact, as I said, people from all professions are now escaping the rat race and achieving success with us. So let's look at some of the benefits. First of all, this isn't something that might work. We already have millions of people in over 150 countries around the world living lives purely from the incomes they earn from this business. So we have a proven business model. It works every single time, and we have a laugh. That's important. I've already said this is an uncapped income. There's no ceiling to what you can earn. It's down to your attitude. It's down to the goals you set and the people you're prepared to help. So again, that was a huge tick in the box for us. Also, it's a willable business. Unlike any business I've had in the past, if you stop that business, there is no income coming in. In this business, you can will this on to the people you really care about. You know, I've sat my children down and we've given them a copy of our will, and we've said to them, if something happens to us, every month for the rest of your lives, money will be deposited into your bank accounts. So even though we made that decision 19 years ago to make that change, my children have really benefited from that decision. Offers complete flexibility, and that's important because, you know, I don't think any of us have any spare time. We all fill it with stuff, don't we? And 19 years ago, I hadn't had a day off in 4 years. I was working 18-hour days, 20-hour days. I certainly didn't have any spare time. In fact, I didn't have any time at all. And but we didn't want another few more years of that. So we knew we had to make some kind of change. And how we fitted this in was in the nooks and crannies of our days. You know, I did 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, an hour when I had one spare. But after only 7 months, Jean and I were both out of our stressful day jobs. When I started this business, if you can imagine, I'd run a hotel, I've run sports and leisure business. My last business was a series of franchises. I knew nothing about these kinds of products or this kind of business. And it's important that we had local trainings, national trainings, things that you can be supported by. Also, as part of our business, part of our team, you get free access to all of our online trainings. You could sit at home and learn all about the products and learn all about the business. So lots and lots of help and support at all stages. And this top one, recognition, that was so alien to me, getting a pat on the back for doing well. You know, I certainly can't remember any job I've been involved in the past where my boss came to me and said, thanks, we really appreciate you. It's normally, you know, you're nearly late and, negative kind of recognition. One of the huge benefits in Forever is there's lots of positive recognition and actually being appreciated for the efforts you put in. So that was something really nice when I saw that. So I've already said we have millions of people all around the world achieving success in this business, but will it work for you? You know, I don't think there's any, I think we've all been around long enough to know you don't get free rides in life. We've got to put some time and effort into whatever we do. The time and effort that Jean and I put into this business, we had a very different outcome. We didn't just very quickly replace our full-time incomes, but we went from never having any quality time to having lots and lots of time with our young family. You need to be self-motivated and work closely with whoever's working with you and learn from them. You know, this isn't a job. You haven't got a boss saying, I want you in at 8, you can have half an hour for lunch and finish at 5. You're getting up in the morning, as Judith said, you look in the mirror and you're looking at your boss. You're looking at you, the decision maker, about the rest of your life. So you have to have a reason for doing this, that fire in the belly. Our job is to work closely with you and coach and train and support you. You need to embrace change. I think change for anyone is uncomfortable, but in this business, you need to embrace it and tell everyone what you're doing once we've shown you what to say. Also, you need to be willing to think big, dream big, set huge goals. I had a massive challenge with this one. You know, I was 44 when I came across this company. And when I was in my teens, I had big dreams of cars and traveling the world and nice houses. But by the time I'd come across this business at the age of 44, I think all of that had been beaten out of me years and years earlier. All I was doing was working as hard as I could to pay my bills and get by every month, not live this lavish lifestyle. So I would suggest do what we were shown to do, and whatever you believe you're worth right now, rip that up. As I said, there's no ceiling to what you can earn or achieve in this business. Set big goals for yourself and for your family. So what I'd like to do now is hand back to Jean just to close the presentation.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Judith. And yes, what I'd like to do is just wrap up. And what I'd say at this stage is what we've done is we've taken you now through a bit about the company, a bit about the products, and a bit about showing you the opportunity. And I hope giving you a realistic view of what it takes to be successful working alongside ourselves and Forever Living. At this stage, you probably find you fit into one of 3 camps. You'll either be saying, no, thank you, or in which case, obviously, we don't understand that decision at all, but we do respect it, of course. And what we would say is if it's not for you, then please do try the products, because we really do believe that everybody can benefit from these amazing products. Or it might be that you're a maybe. And if that's the case, that's absolutely fine. Please do get your questions answered. Get back to the person who invited you to have a look at this. And if they can't answer them because they've perhaps only just started themselves, they'll find out the answer for you or put you in touch with someone that can. Or it might be that you're like Jeff and myself were at this stage, which was we saw it, we see it, or we saw it, we got it, or at least we got what we could get from it. Didn't know how to do it necessarily, didn't know all the ins and outs of how we were possibly going to work it into our busy lives, but we liked what we saw as the possible results. But if that's you, then let's just show you what you need to do to get registered. Because the next thing you need to do is to register. That's really getting your name on the company computer so they know where to send your money. Obviously, that's very important. Depending on where you are and which region, you could possibly do that online. Just ask the person who showed you this and they'll explain to you exactly how you can get registered. Do get hold of your box, your business owner's box. That really is the best way to start. And get hold of those products, open them up and do what we did. And don't forget that black plastic bag. Try the products out. And also book your business planning meeting. I would suggest as soon as you possibly can within days. And the format of that, we have a structure for it. We have a system called first steps to manager, and it's a system. It involves training, it involves a manual that you can see in front of you there. And what we do is we sit down with you and we have a chat with you about what you actually want from this business. And we start off with perhaps your short-term goals, maybe where you want to be in 3 to 9 months' time, your medium-term goals, where you want to be perhaps in 1 to 2 years, something like that, and then your longer-term goals, perhaps 2, 3, 5 years out, and just have a chat about that. And that gives us a good idea of how much help you need to get started, because we want to match that. It's very important that we do that. Now, when we first started this presentation, when Judith was talking about some of the benefits of working this way, we might have just triggered something there for you. We might have just hit the nail on the head, pinpointed it precisely, or got in the right area. Or maybe we didn't. Maybe there's some other reason why you're watching this that we haven't mentioned yet. The important thing is that you have your own goals. They're yours. They're not anybody else's. What's important to us may not be important to you. The important thing is they're yours. You own them. They mean something to you. They perhaps get you. You feel emotional when you talk about them. You find excited when you talk about them. Maybe you even feel scared when you share them with other people because you're worried about what happens if I don't do them, because they're such big, important goals to me. Those are the goals that will really motivate you to work in this business. Lesser goals won't do that, and you'll find that it's not so easy to build a business. So find goals that really, really motivate you. Now, for Jeff and myself, as you heard, it was about getting our work-life balance and sorting out our lives, really, not just short-term and long-term, and finding a complete different way of living. And that's what the business has done for us. You've heard quite a lot already about that. So just, to recap, we have a fabulous home, an 8-bedroom home overlooking the bay where we live over the sea, which we love. We live in a beautiful part of the country. 5 children have all grown up watching us and being involved with the business. They were 4 to 19 when we first started. They're obviously a little bit older now. And all of them are actually joined the business at some stage because they've seen the benefits of the business. They've seen not just the financial benefits, but also the fact that we've been there for them in all the important stages of their lives, all the important events of their lives. And, you can't get those back once they've gone. My elderly father, passed away recently, but, I am not sad about that because we had him with us for the last 6 years, living with us. I couldn't have done that if I'd had a full-on career, and we wouldn't have had a big enough house, let's face it. And that's been a huge gift as far as I'm concerned. But think about for yourself, maybe not go back 18, 19 years, but go back maybe 5 years and see where you were 5 years ago and what your life was like. And 5 years goes quickly. Here we are today, and perhaps if you carry on, don't change anything, and keep going into the future for the next 5 years, where are you going to be? Are you going to be living the life of your dreams or your goals or your passions, or aren't you? And how old are you going to be? So if that's the case, then if you're not going to be getting there soon enough, then maybe now's the time to do something about it. Because one thing's for sure is that we can't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So whatever your decision is here this evening, I'd like to thank you for coming on the call today. Please do get back to the person who gave you this training, and ask them what or tell them what you'd like from this business. And we look forward to helping you get started and secure your future, just as it's done for us. Thank you, and goodbye for now.